Get ready.
Disney's Hollywood Studios park has for a long time been a park under construction and lacking in a lot of areas. But with the opening of Toy Story Land in 2018 and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in 2020, the park is now really shaping up as a top tier theme park. In this list, we count down our top tips for Disney's Hollywood Studios to help you have the best experience possible on your next trip. Get ready. Number 6. Experience Star Wars at Galactic Spectacular. I think it's fair to say that a lot of people may be more familiar with the popular Fantasmic and less so with Star Wars at Galactic Spectacular. The nighttime show is themed around a classic Star Wars battle scene in outer space. The sounds, firework and other effects are as immersive as it gets, and as a result put you right in the cockpit of a Resistance fighter. If you're a Star Wars fan, then you need to take this show in. Depending on the time of year and show times, it can be possible to catch both Star Wars Galactic Spectacular and Fantasmic on the same night. In reality though, this probably isn't the best thing to aim for, as it can be a rushed experience. We would recommend planning to take in both shows during a trip, but on separate nights to avoid any rush and stress. Number 5. Get a reservation at Sci-fi Dine-In Theatre Restaurant. Coming in at number 5 on our top tips list for Disney's Hollywood Studio may seem like a simple one, but getting a reservation for Sci-fi Dine-In Theatre is tough. The restaurant is hugely popular. This also means that there's a low chance of getting a table with no reservation at all. So why is this restaurant such a must-do? Well, in a park that's not exactly famous for its cuisine, Sci-Fi Dine-In really stands out. The restaurant is themed around a classic 50s drive-in movie screen, and the tables you eat at represent park cars. As you eat, you'll get to take in a variety of classic sci-fi movie clips, which to us is a pretty cool combination. Aside from the aesthetic, the food is also pretty good, with a range of burgers, steaks, pasta, along with some other delicious options. As well as this, the restaurant also offers a pretty comprehensive kids menu, meaning there is something for everyone. It's worth noting that Disney allows you to book restaurants 180 days in advance of your trip. Our advice here would be to try and make a reservation as soon as you fall into this window. Number 4. Make sure you visit Walt Disney Presents. Among all the excitement that surrounds Hollywood Studios, there is one attraction that can sometimes be overlooked: Walt Disney Presents. From the outside, this attraction may seem unexciting. However, once inside, you can really feel the magic. Originally, Walt Disney Presents was opened to mark the 100th anniversary of Walt's birth, showcasing his journey from small-town America right up to Hollywood. The attraction is set up like a walk-through museum, and will allow you to see some original sketches, photographs, artwork and much more. As well as this, you will also get to see models of future Disney attractions from across the globe. This is great because it gives you a first-hand insight into what's being planned and also what you should get excited about. At the end of the attraction, you will get a chance to view a 15-minute sit-down movie called Walt Disney: One Man's Dream. This short documentary is full of rare recordings as it tells the story of how Walt turned his dreams into reality. Overall, this attraction is not just an interesting insight into Walt himself, but also a chance for you to take a break and enjoy the air-conditioned space. Number 3. Use single riders lines. For anyone who has watched some of our other videos, you will know we're big fans of single rider lines. Single riders lines allows you to skip a good portion of the normal wait time. However, some people are not fans of these lines because it means they're unable to ride the attraction with their friends or family. Unlike Universal and other parks around the globe, Walt Disney World does not actually offer a lot of single rider options. In fact, it only has 4 in total: Test Track in Epcot, Expedition Everest in Animal Kingdom, and then Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster and Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, both found in Hollywood Studios. The fact that Hollywood Studios covers half of the single rider options in the whole of Walt Disney World means, in our opinion, you'd be crazy not to take advantage of this. We understand some people prefer to ride attractions with their group, but if this is you, we would recommend riding once with your group and then using the single rider line every other time. This will save you time and allow you to spend more time in other parts of the park. Number 2. Use FastPass Plus to reserve a spot for Fantasmic. Fantasmic is definitely one of our favourite nighttime shows that Disney has to offer globally. We briefly mentioned this earlier in our list when we were talking about Star Wars Galactic Spectacular. Fantasmic is definitely the number 1 show that Hollywood Studios has to offer. Sorry Star Wars. The show stars Mickey Mouse himself along with all your favourite Disney characters in a classic battle of good versus evil. The show itself takes place on water, surrounded by a massive outdoor theatre which seats about 11,000 people. During the busy season, it can be hard to get a good seat, or sometimes a seat at all. we recommend using the Walt Disney World FastPass Plus system to book your place in advance of your visit to the park. For anyone who has never used it before, FastPass Plus allows you to pre-book attractions directly from the My Disney Experience app. Furthermore, if you're staying on property, you can book up to 60 days in advance. We would advise people to book their FastPass Plus for Fantasmic as soon as possible. The show is truly spectacular and is a Disney experience that's really hard to beat. Number 1. Get into the virtual queue for Rise of the Resistance early. Choosing a number 1 tip for our top tips list for Disney's Hollywood Studios was tough, but we felt that based on how new this concept was, it was definitely a good tip to give out. For context, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance is the newest and probably the most popular attraction at the moment in the whole Walt Disney World resort. As a result of this, in order to control crowds, Disney introduced a virtual line system. Essentially, what you will need to do is download the My Disney Experience app. Once you've done this, you will then need to create what's known as a boarding group. Boarding groups are essentially groups of the members who you want to ride the attraction with. Once you create your boarding group, you will then enter a virtual line and be given a broad estimated time of when you get to ride the attraction. These estimated times are usually no more specific than morning, evening, or afternoon. The great thing about the virtual queue is once you're in it, you can then go off and enjoy some other attractions in the park. There are only so many boarding groups available per day, and for this reason it's important to set this up and get your place in the virtual line as soon as you enter the park. We recommend arriving before the park opens to give yourself the best chance of getting a boarding pass. Once in the line, you will then be notified when it's your turn, and like a fast pass, you will have 1 to 2 hours to return to the attraction to claim your spot. So that concludes our list of top tips for Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now you're ready. Would your list have been different? Let us know any top tips we missed in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for new weekly content.